lawsuit, we handle the first one is a small claim. You can always file a lawsuit someone who doesn't pay their debt. In the case of lawsuit, you can ask a lawyer or you can do it yourself. But under $10,000, you can file small claim court. Small claim court meaning you should receiving the $10,000 less loan or any other debt, or you working, you didn't receiving any salary or something. In case you can file for the lawsuit in small claim court. Even that the small claim court, $10,000 less amount, but everything is the same. If you win, you can take them for their bank account or any other amount. You can take them. Small claim filing fee is $75. That's the so important message. Small claim, you cannot go with the attorney. Attorney cannot go to the small claim under $10,000, and then this action finished within a month. Normally, any civil case court action, normally they need 2 years, but the small claim should have finished within a month, 1 month. Just one time court action. Civil action is over 5 or 10 times the action, so many actions should do. But the small claim, just one action, one time action, court action. Attorney cannot go to the court. Defendant only can apply appeal within 30 days. Plaintiff cannot appeal. One time lose, that's a finish. But the defendant cannot. If they lose the case, they apply for the appeal. If we really can apply to read of any bank account, any material, also apply for the other party's credit report, credit record. That's so important. That's same thing. Even $100,000 or $1 million lawsuit, or that the $10,000 less small claim, same thing. Everything is same. You cannot take the money. You can take the money, or you can take their house or any other salary or any other one, any other his the property. Winner can take them. But small claim is so easy, so that one, this paper, this is paper, plaintiff claim and order, go to small claim court. This paper, first paper, just you reading at any time, you read, you can save time. Reserve your small claim case without coming to court. You can read slowly, one by one. And this is paper. Paper number is the SC 100. SC 100, plaintiff's claim and order to go to small claim court. Notice to the paper being sued. Notice to the person to being sued, meaning defendant. You are the defendant if your name is listed in 2 on page 2 of this form, or on form SC 100A, the person suing you in the plaintiff listing page 2. This is meaning for page number 2, defendant. One by one, you put right down. Small claim is easy. You can do by yourself. Any person, a lot of persons say, I cannot speak English. Okay, you cannot speak English. But any citizen, any person, you cannot apply by yourself. And you go to the court, your area court, and then take the paper, put right down, just 2 pages, so easy. You and the plaintiff, if you're plaintiff, must go to the court on the trial date listed below. If you do not go to court, you may lose the case. Court case to lose. If you lose, the court can order that your wage, money, or property be taken to pay this claim. Everything is same civil lawsuit. And then read this form and all pages attached to understand the claim against you and to protect your right. And then the bottom of the paper, aviso do demandado, that's Hispanic. California law, any lawsuit paper should put right down plus English plus Hispanic. So many Hispanic, Spanish live here, they like them. This is Spanish, we cannot, that's the same thing. And then order to go to the court. The people in 1 and 2 must attend court. 1 plaintiff, 2 defendant. Both persons should attend the court. Date. This section, court make decisions. Court make stamp. Date. Today is the June 20. And then normally, if you file today, normally July 18, 19, the date. Time, normally 8:30 a.m. Department, some department. Name and address in court. If different from above, mean different, same thing. Address, something. Instruction for the person suing meaning for the plaintiff. Do not use this form to receive COVID-19 rental debt. COVID-19 period, rental debt, he didn't pay to the rent. This one is cannot sue. That's a special information. Which is unpaid rent or other financial obligation under a tenancy to between March 1st, 2020 and September 30, 2021. This period, 7 months, even you didn't pay to the rent. Owner cannot apply for the small claim. They cannot apply for the rent because of COVID-19. If you are owner, landlord request for the rent, you can say you receive from the court. You receive from the government. Government pay instead of you. Don't worry. Before, here you go. You are plaintiff. The person you are suing is the defendant. The other party is the defendant. Before you file out this form, read the form SC 100 in full. This paper in full. And SC 100 information for the plaintiff to know your right. You're right, you should know. You can get from SSC 100 info at any courthouse or county law library. County law library at the same area in the court. Anybody can use it. Go to www.coach.ca.gov/form. This code meaning for the federal court, you can use it. Fill out page 2, 3, and 4 of this paper. Make a copy of all the pages of this form and any attachment, one for each party named in this case, and an extra copy for yourself. Extra copy meaning one copy to the defendant, one copy to the court, one copy from yours. Take or mail the original and the copy to the court clerk's office and pay the filing fee. Filing fee this time $75. The clerk will write the date of your trial in the box above. This box, they can mark decision. When is the trial date? Normally in and out after 1 month. Your court may allow electronic filing. Electronic file is available. Check your local court website for information. www.court.ca.gov/find my court HTM. You can file for the electronic, not go to the court. Save time. Go to the court on your trial date listed above. Bring witness, receipt, and any evidence you need to prove your case. You should write that. Next page. Okay, that page is important information. First one is plaintiff list name. Plaintiff's your name should put right down. Case name number, don't put right down. You don't have any case number. Case number meaning for the you paying to the court to put right down the stamp. At that time, you can get a case number. The number one, the plaintiff, the person, business, or public entity that is suing. Plaintiff, the person or business or public entity that is suing is name, your name, phone number, street address, mailing address. If different, street address and mailing address different, put right down. But the same, you don't need it. Email address, if available, email address as possible in this state, email address should put right down. If you don't have any email address, you don't need it. If more than one plaintiff, please next plaintiff here. More than one plaintiff, normally house and wife, husband, house and wife, husband and wife. Normally, if you don't receive any salary or any amount for after working, in case one or two person employee, put right down. If your wife is the better, put right down. Name, telephone number, street address, mailing address. Same thing. If here more than two plaintiff and attach Form SC 108, what's mean? You have a plaintiff, for example, the 3 or 4, all your family, in case you don't have any space, mark here, and then just one page, this size page, just one page, you put right down on the top, SC 108. Small cream paper is SC 100. But if you put right down one more paper, SC 108, put right down, and then should do so and so. Check here if either plaintiffs listed above is doing business under a fictitious name attached form. If you have some business, in case business name should put right down. Also, paper is one more paper should attach it. Paper name is SC 103. The bottom is like this. You don't need to don't think about that. The defendant, the other party, didn't pay the person. The defendant, the person, business, or public entity being sued is named so and so. This one is also name husband and wife. In case name husband and wife. For example, 변사또 and for example to 변사또 wife. 변뭐뭐뭐 so and so. Job title, if known. Job title, you know, the president or something like that. Address, so and so. Check here. If your case is against more than one defendant and attach form, same situation. Defendant should put right down and then to one more person in case marked here. And then one page attaching, that page is SC 108. 108, and one more paper should put right down. Same thing. Number 3, the plaintiff claim the defendant owes plaintiff. For example, you are plaintiff, you claim the defendant, the other party, owe so and so, how much. Don't put right down over $10,000. Over $10,000, you cannot go through this paper. Explain below and on next page. Note, a claim for COVID-19 retained that cannot be made on this form. Use form SC 500. Plaintiff's claim and order to go to for something COVID-19 rental that. Yeah, small claim COVID-19 rental that. Why does the defendant owe the plaintiff's money? Why? Defendant, some date meaning for June 15, 2022, he borrowed, defendant borrowed from money from plaintiff. He or she, no, put right down, defendant or plaintiff. I am plaintiff. The other party is defendant. Just to put right down to 1 or 2 lines, simple. Defendant borrowed the money, some date. After that, he didn't pay. That's all. Why he didn't pay, so and so, long history, you don't need it. Just 1 line or 2 lines. Normally, Asian person is the put right down the reason. So long story. He borrowed the money because he doesn't have any money, and then to borrow from me, he says that after 2 months, and then he didn't pay. Just the same thing. He borrowed the money and then didn't pay. That's it. The reason for. The plaintiff claimed the defendant owes how much? Explained below and the next page. Just too simple. For other person is he borrowed the money from me, $10,000, but he didn't pay. Even he didn't pay, I lost if I buy at that time, if I buy some material. This time that material is so lay up $10,500 something, he should pay. No, that's not. Lawsuit is just basic money only, not interest, not penalty. Don't put right down. He borrowed $10,000 and he didn't pay. That's it. He didn't pay. If he paid exact date, I will purchase some good material, and then this time that material is so expensive, something like that. No. That story is to reject the call to action. Just money only. How much he went up, that's it. Next page. When did this happen? Date. Just a date. When this date happened? This happened when he borrowed the money. For June 25, 2022, something like that. Somebody say over 10 years, he's a bad person. Over 10 years, he didn't pay. In case this case you lose. Any civil action, if you have any agreement, any paper, you can 4 years. If you don't have any, just the oral, he's my friend. He said that borrowed $10,000, I borrowed him, but we didn't have any paper, any document. In case 2 years, over 2 years, you cannot request any debt. Sure to remember, if you have paper meaning any receipt or any agreement or any paper, 4 years, doesn't have any 2 years. If no specific date, give a time period, put right down this a date, but the date, no date. Date to start, something and through something like that. For example, he borrowed the money June 2021 through 2022 because every month is $100. After 2 months, $200, $300, something like that. I cannot the exact date in case starting date and finishing the date. How did you calculate the money owed to you? How did you calculate the money owed to you? 어떻게 calculate 한? Do not include cost or fee for service, meaning calculate the money. Just he borrowed the money that date. That's all. Just he borrowed the money that date. Do not include cost. Cost is $75, something like that. Don't put write down. Don't put add. Even not write down court action. You should pay $10,000 plus $75 court action, and then delivery fee $100, something like that. When you get in the judgment, court is make a decision any price. The bottom. Check here if you need more space. So long story, oh space no more. You attach one sheet of paper, one more paper, attach them. That paper name NC-1031 and the right SC 100 item 3. So just put right down. But 1, 2, 3, 4 line. 4 line is enough. Do not say over 4 line. Call to action is simple. 4. You must ask the defendant. You must ask the other party, defendant, in person, in writing, or by phone, to pay you before you sue. Before sue, you call, hey, return the money. I need money. Something like that. If your claim is for possession of property, you must ask the defendant to give you the property. Have you done this? Yes or no? If no, why never say that return the money? Why if no? In case at that time he left the United States, he left China, he left Korea, something like that. That's all. Why you didn't ask him? Why you didn't try to refund the money? Didn't say. Just explain. Simple. I cannot meet him, something like that. 5. Why are you filing your claim at this courthouse? Why are you filing your claim at this courthouse? Why claim here, this court? Number 1, almost 95% is number 1. Where the defendant lives or does business, this place. Where the plaintiff's property was damaged. Where the plaintiff was injured. Injured in case for you go to the school, you go to your any other places, somebody hit backside your car, and then he say he gonna pay. Okay, I pay $500, and past the time he didn't pay, and then was injured in case. Number 4, where contract, if I written or spoken, where a contract was made, signed, performed, or broken by the defendant, or where the defendant lived or did business when the defendant made the contract. I, plaintiff, or the other party defendant lives here or business here in case. The reason for 95% is number A, mark. B, where the buyer or lessee signed the contract. Buyer or lessee signed the contract. Lives now or lives when the contract was made. If this claim is about an offer or contract for personal, family, and household goods, service, or loans. Yeah, he lived any other places so far for long distance, San Diego or San Francisco, but he signed the paper buying or selling any material. In case B. Number 3, well, the buyer signed the contract. Buyer signed the contract. Or leave now, or leave when the contract was made. If this claim is about a retail installment contract, like a credit card, something like that, in case here. Will the buyer sign the contract, leave now or leave well the contract was made, where the vehicle is permanent garage. If this claim is about the vehicle finance sale, regarding the vehicle, so many cases happen to be big regarding the vehicle. Vehicle in case, sign here. Number E, here the story. Number 6, list the zip code of the place, check if above. 5, this story within my house or my business place or any other places, just the zip code here. If you go to the court is see just a zip code only. Zip code, yeah, this place is okay. But the zip code is, oh no, you should go to other place. For example, for the, when you go to the Big Bear, happen to the business, not business, happen to the car accident and the Big Bear. In case, you should go to the Big Bear court. Or San Diego, the San Diego court need a zip code. 7, is your claim about attorney-client fee dispute? When you need, for example, you're applying for the green card, you need some business, and then pay the attorney, and the attorney didn't pay. Claim attorney-client fee dispute? Yes or no? If yes, and if you have a hard arbitration, fill out form, head arbitration, fill out form, SC 101, attach it to the form and check here. Attorney cannot appear to the small claim court, but you should request for the attorney fee. In case, just mark here and you go to the arbitration. Arbitration meaning other court action. Arbitration handled for the arbitrator. Arbitrator meaning former judge, former district attorney or attorney, in case he handled for the arbitration just within 1 month. Arbitration can make a decision, everything. But even the one time small claim, when you go to a small claim, appear around 30 person one time. But the arbitration is just one person. More story, you can do it. If you need arbitration, if you need refund the money to the attorney fee, mark here, and then court make a decision, arbitration. So good. A lot of person, I paid the attorney fee, $20,000, $30,000, and then he didn't pay, something like that. Why? If you pay the attorney fee, you can request for the refund the money. You sure to remember. Number 8, are you suing a public entity? Public entity meaning for the LA city or LA court or subway station or LA airport, something. If yes, you must file a written claim with the entity first. Anyway, first written to the claim first. A claim was filed on something like that. Meaning, what's it mean? If you go to the subway station, first thing is the subway station goes to the letter, subway station, what date, which date, so and so, I slept your station, you didn't clear at the time, I missed it. First thing is the letter, and then the other party say, oh, I'm sorry, we're gonna pay for the, you cannot work, what date or something like that. In case it's okay, but they say, no, even I check it out for the camera, we cannot find that site. Or just to slap and you stand up right away. We cannot acknowledge your damage. In case the other party sends a letter to you, you file for the small claim, attaching their letter. That's the reason for, if yes, you must file a written claim with the entity first. A claim was filed on something like that. That's a letter claim, some date. If the public entity denies your claim or does not answer within the time allowed by law, you can apply, you can find this form. Yeah, if you send, when you send the letter, he didn't answer at any. And then allowed by law meaning 1 month. Past 1 month, he didn't answer in case you find this form. Also, case name still doesn't have any. Plaintiff name, you put right down one more time. Have you filed more than 12 other small claims within the last 12 months in California? Have you filed more than 12 times? 12 times, small claim, every month, one time, 12 months, 12 times, over 12 months, within 12 months, small claim, over 12 more. In California, yes or no. If yes, the filing fee for this case will be higher. If you file 12 times, over 12 times for the $75 filing fee, but the over 12 times filing fee is $100. Is your claim for more than $2,500? Yes or no? If answer yes, you also confirm that you have not filed, and you understand that you may not file more than 2 small claim case of more than $2,500 in California during this calendar year. Calendar year meaning within 1 year. 1 year and down to over $2,500 at 2 times, yes or no. 11. I understand that by filing a claim in small claim court, I have no right to appeal this claim. Again, I understand that by filing a claim in small claim court, I have no right to appeal this claim. Plaintiff cannot appeal. Just a defendant is only defendant appeal to the Superior Court. You should remember for the small claim for the judge is attorney. Attorney, I want some judge applying to the court. I'm gonna handle for the small claim. In case within 1 month, court say, okay, you put right down which date you cannot handle. That's the attorney. Okay, hello everyone, I came back. Next page is SSA 100, information for the defendant. For the other party, you are plaintiff, but the defendant, if you are defendant, in case defendant for the person being sued, small claim court is a special court will claim for $10,000 or less are decided. Individual, including natural person is for you, for the other party, just one person. And the sole proprietor may claim up to $10,000. Corporation, partnership, public entity, and other business are limited to claim for $5,000. See below for exceptions. The process is quick and cheap. The rules are simple, are informal. You are the defendant. The person being sued, not sued, just being sued. The person who are suing you in the plaintiff. The other party just suing you, and the other party is the plaintiff. Being sued, you are defendant. Do I need a lawyer? You may talk to lawyer. You cannot talk to lawyer before or after the case, but you may not have a lawyer represent you in court. Lawyer is not coming in present in the court unless this is an appeal from small claim case. Yeah, for example, court attorney cannot appear, but appeal case, the defendant is lose the case and then he appeal. At that time, attorney can appear. And sometimes it's for example, in Beverly Hills, somebody sued to that place, and then he didn't appear to the court. He lose the court case. After that, attorney can appear, and attorneys fight it, he win. Appeal case, attorney can appeal. How do I get ready for the court? How do I get ready for court? You don't have to file any papers. You don't have to file any papers before your trial, unless you think this is wrong court for your case. But bring to you your trial any witness, receipts, and evidence that support your case, and read, be prepared for your trial. And then to the website, you check it out. What if I need an accommodation? What if I need an accommodation? If you have a disability, your disability or being hearing impaired, fill out from MC 410 disability accommodation request. Give the form to your coach club or the ADA access coordinator. If they not give that to any coordinator, any person, that's wrong. If you're getting some disability or hearing problem, you can request for the coach. In the United States, for disability, that's good for the section action. For sometimes court not the court, for the that's the drill. You meaning it for the sometimes drill the coach, like the coach, fire drill, something like that. In case they can do in school, any other places. For a few years ago, my office getting notice next month, this building is getting fire drill. And then they didn't give that the exact time or something like that. At that time, for the so sounded, rain sounded, and then today's fire drill. All the employees be out, but at that time I have some client for the older person over 80. Older person is in my front of me, and then so I didn't escape. Just right down, close the door. And about past 30 minutes, somebody opened the door. office manager, fire, the fireman, police, something like that. They can. What's your name? My name is Howard. Okay, let's go. I think that they're finished. Just they asking for my name. But after 1 month, DA office send me that the notice. What date? Some date is you should appear to the DA office. Why? And then so I appeared that date. They appear to a DA office that say they put right down one DA, district attorney, one police, one fire person, and then any other 2 person, 5 person. Do you know why you should come? Why you come here? I don't know. What date? 1 month ago that the fire drill, and then you didn't escape, just inside the office. Yeah, I know. At the time, so over 85%, old man is there. That's the reason for I didn't appear, not escape. He say, if you reported the 85 old age person, we do that. The four person is go to the office. They can with him appear. Wow. I'm real surprised at the time. Yeah, that's right. You can do it. I didn't know that. Just I think that's so dangerous and then not uncomfortable, something like that. They say, no, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Even I'm a Korean. Korean is the 1 month per time. There's a fire drill. At the time, all the car is not work. And then just the train is only moving. Taxi, bus, every, all vehicle is not moving. Even I didn't do. Even I do, but USA didn't think about it then. Oh, that's just all about, so sorry, I'm just sorry. I really apologize, I can do it. And he said, okay, just at this time, not to the court, but you should not hear, not the, at that time, for the fire drill, you cannot be outside. You should remember also, at any school, at any, even for the hospital, market, every place, here, fire drill. In that case, we should go to the outside. Somebody say, hey, what's that? I'm gonna go to, no, I'm gonna go home, something like that. In case, you should pay over $1,000 penalty. For everybody paying for the $1,000 penalty is the one misdemeanor. For even that their vehicle over 70, over 80 miles, you can go, you pay for $500, $600. But if you take them for the over 100 mile driving, in that case, penalty is $1,000. $1,000 penalty meaning one misdemeanor. For example, for the attorney, he getting for the one misdemeanor, he can go judge, or he cannot go DA. That's so important. You should remember that. What if I don't speak English well? English well. I want a small claim file, but the English problem. Ask the court clerk as soon as possible for a court to provide the interpreter. You should request for the court interpreter Chinese, Korean, or any other Japanese or any other language. I filed for the small claim, but I cannot speak English. And then you may use the form INT-300, that's form, request for interpreter, or a local court from a request an interpreter. If a court interpreter is unavailable for your trial, it may be necessary to reschedule your trial. You cannot bring your own interpreter for the trial unless interpreter has been approved by the court as a certified, registered, or provisional qualified interpreter. You cannot interpret by yourself, your brother or your friend. No, that's just a court interpreter only. Court interpreter, if you request to the court interpreter is gonna come. That's free. You cannot pay. Don't worry, you cannot you cannot speak English. Don't worry. You request for the court. Court is the free interpreter. Where can I get the court form I need? How I can get a court form I needed? Go to any courthouse or your county law library or print form at www.court.ca.gov and then /form. You cannot take any court form. What happened at the trial? Court date. Trial means court date. What happened? The judge will listen to both sides, plaintiff and defendant, both sides. The judge may make a decision at your trial or mail the decision to your letter. Sometimes he cannot make a decision right away. Defendant pay to $500 to the plaintiff, but sometimes I will send the judgment by your house pretty soon. Normally 3 days to 5 days go to from the court to my house. Cannot make a decision every date. What if I lose the case? If you lose, you may appeal. You will have to pay a fee. Plaintiff cannot appeal their own claim. Just the defendant only appeal. If you were a trial, file form SC 140, notice to appeal. Defendant can write down this notice to appeal, and the same amount you should pay. You must file within 30 days after the clerk hands or mails you the judge's judgment on Form SC 200 or Form SC 130, notice of entry of judgment. Defendant appeal. Next. If you were not at the trial, fill out and file Form SC 135, notice of motion to vacate judgment and declaration. To ask the judgment to cancel the judgment decision, If the judge does not give you a new trial, you have 10 days to appeal at the decision. File Form SSC 140. You should be using. Do I have an option? Do I have an option? Yes, you have option. If you are being sued, you can. Being sued meaning defendant. If you are defendant, you can settle your case before the trial. If you and the plaintiff agree on how to settle the case before the trial, the plaintiff must file Form CIV-110, request for dismissal, or a written and signed settlement agreement with the club. Ask the small claim advisor for help. Anyway, defendant can appeal with the attorney, everything. But plaintiff just one time only. Be careful, plaintiff, before the file for the small claim. Not easy. If we lose this case, never ever cannot file for the same case. Prove this is the wrong code. This is wrong code. Send a letter to the court before your trial explaining why you think this is the wrong code. Ask the court to dismiss the claim. You must serve a copy of your letter by mail or in person to all parties. Your letter to the court must say you have done so. For example, I live in the Los Angeles, but he filed to the court San Diego. If I go to San Diego, I should at least over 2 hours. That's not easy. In case we agree, we settle this place in Los Angeles, I never go to the San Diego. I request for dismiss this case. Just a simple letter, 2-3 line, and then court is dismiss the case. Go to trial and try to win your case. Go to trial and try to win your case. Bring witness, receipt, and any evidence you need to prove your case to have the court order witness go to the trial. File out SSC 107, small claim subpoena and declaration, and have it served on the witness. Sue the person who's suing you. Sue the person who is suing you. If you have a claim against the plaintiff, and the claim is appropriate, your small claim court, as described on this form. You have filed the defendant claim, Form SSC 120, this defendant claim, and bring the claim in this action. If your claim is for more than allowed in small claim court, you may still file it in small claim court if you give up the amount over the small claim value amount. Or you may file a claim for the full value of allowed in small claim court and related to the small claim, same contract, transaction, matter, or event that is the subject of the plaintiff claim. You may file your claim in the appropriate court and file a motion to transfer the plaintiff's claim to that court to resolve both matters together. You can see description of the amount allowed the plaintiff allowed the paragraph above titled Small Claim Court. Agree with the plaintiff's claim and pay the money. Agree with the plaintiff's claim, meaning for the other party, and pay the money. Or if you can pay the money now, go to your trial and say to want to make payment. Yeah, if you receiving the paper, and then should pay, I know, but I don't have any money this time. In case go to the court, I know that I should pay the amount, but in this day I lost the job. I don't have any money. I should pay, for example, $5,000, I know, but I cannot pay. Judge say, how much you can pay? $500. Somebody say $100, $200. That's the job he cannot accept. That's too small. You should pay at least 1 year. $5,000, I can pay $500 per month. It's okay, reasonable. But $5,000, I wanna pay $50. And then 100 times. 100 times is 8 months, 8 years. That's too long. He cannot accept. But the reasonable times, you cannot request it. You can request. Let the case default. Default meaning for the not answer, did not answer, in case that's the default. Let the case default. If you don't settle and do not go to the trial, in case this is default, the judge may give the plaintiff what he or she is asking for plus court costs. If this happens, the plaintiff can legally take your money, wage, and the property to pay the judgment. Should pay everything. What if I need more time? Then I'm needing for the more time. In case you can change the trial date. You can change the trial date. If you cannot go to court on the scheduled date, you will have to pay a fee to postpone the trial. Or you did not get served, receive this order to go to the court at least 15 days before the trial, or 20 days if you live outside the county. Different county cannot receive this order, go to the court at least 15 days before the trial. Make the small claim court about the rule and the fee or postponing a trial, or fill out from SC 100 or witness a letter, write a letter, and mail it to the court and to all other people listed on your court. Papers before the deadline enclose a check for your court fee, unless fee waive was granted. Yeah, you should pay for the court fee. Court fee $75. Oh, I don't have any money. You request for the court. Court is a waiver form. I cannot even the filing fee. Need help? your county small claim advisor can help you for free. Check it out. Go to the www.ca.gov/small claims/advisor, and then you can get any advice. That's the all for the small claim. Small claim is interesting, and I strongly recommend to you, you getting for the explain, and then you do it. Just sometimes you lose the amount. You don't need it. Lose the amount. Any experience, that's a good one. Somebody you didn't pay, you can do it. Small claim, if you know good small claim, that's good experience. Small claim, somebody say, I don't have any green card, I'm a student. Oh, doesn't matter. To the call to action, it doesn't matter. If you don't have any green card, you do for the call to action. That's your basic right. In the United States, anybody can get in for any right. Legal action, don't give. That's so important. If you have any legal problem, please call me. My phone number is 213